Alright everybody, welcome back to EA Sports PGA Tour, where we're going to be doing rounds 3 and 4 of the Tour Championship at Ace Lake. And we got, we're in the lead at minus 23, so we're 13 under through 2 rounds. You got 3 to 5 mile an hour winds and everything tournament and long, so go ahead and start that.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour are proud to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From East Lake Golf Club, live third-round coverage of the Tour Championship. Rich Lerner here in our tower overlooking the 18th green. Frank Nobilo is by my side. Out on the course, we've got Nota Begay III and Iona Stephen as we check the Saturday leaderboard. Our leader here on Saturday is our featured golfer. He's got a sizable advantage here as he looks to increase it further.
183 to the pin, wind in our face, uphill. I think a full 7 probably work. Oh, I pulled it. That was a bad pull. And it was slow. It would have been on the green probably about 20 feet away, but
now, wondering what might have been.
Let's do a high flop since we have almost no green to work with. Another little pull, but it'll work out.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here.
But Scotty Scheffler's still in the lead, but Colin Morikawa isn't too far behind. He still is. He's far enough to where if Scheffler just goes like 3 under, he's almost guaranteed to win. But he's close enough to where you can actually watch 2 people and be like, okay, it'll be a little bit of a challenge for Scotty, considering Colin's right there. What is he, 4 shots back? I think. Can't remember. It's not on for another few hours. The final round.
That is a good, sensible shot right there. Gives him a good look at birdie.
Yeah, 2.2 below. Holy hell. All right. That. What? How far did I have? It was a 4-foot putt. 5-foot putt. Had like 3 foot of break on that thing. Maybe 4.
Moving to the 3rd hole here at East Lake, 381 yard downhill par 4.
Should have been the easiest birdie, but good God, I had a lot of break.
Deep rough, right center is ideal.
I played yesterday, and when I got there, I didn't realize I was gonna be, or they told me when I got there, I was gonna be grouped with 3 other guys that had never played the course, so I was charged with letting them know the holes and where all the danger was and stuff like that. It was fun though. It was a really nice bunch of guys. It's good when you get. Unfortunately, it took us a little while just because a lot of them don't really play that often, and so. Oh my God, what a pull! For them, like getting off the tee, like the first hole took probably like 12 minutes just to play because their tee shots and then second shots, it was just kind of a mess. But after that, it went a lot faster. Oh, of course, and that was me all day. I didn't make a single birdie yesterday, and that's why. The greens were really slow because there was a lot of rain that happened over the past 2 days. And being in the morning as well, you know, you have the dew that's out for a while. So, but in the hole, I actually played pretty well. I was 6 over, so not great. The one thing that I can say
And
was
that'll be
amazing was the driving. Like,
from 163
I haven't driven it
yards
that
out,
well
this a tough second.
in a long time. And I've been driving it pretty good. Alright, this goes, it's 163. This goes 178 uphill into the wind. Is that going to knock off enough? Let's see. Actually, with the wind going the way it is, we'll just hit a little bit of a cut in here. Because it's not really, I thought the one was going to go a little right, but it was just dead into us. Ah, it was too much, damn it. I figured it was going to be a little bit too much, but
Didn't look bad in the air. It hit the green, but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was
it's
really
going
close.
straight onto a downhill slope, so. Yeah, it's going left a little bit. There we go. There's our first birdie.
How about this? From off the green to extend that lead.
I'd say again, it was the same thing as the last week, but I'm still working on it, so it makes sense that it's still my weak point in my game right now. It's just the long irons and the hybrids off the ground. Like, it's funny. So when I'm going for a green with a hybrid, it's usually I usually hit it really bad. But if I'm on a par 5 and I'm just hitting a hybrid to get to like 120 or 100 yards or something like that, like, I hit it as good as you can. You know, it's so weird. I don't understand it, but I'm gonna power this one a little bit. Oh, didn't need it. Did not need it. It was 10 yards short of where the hole was, so I figured I needed to power it a little bit. But that was not the case. Ah. Oh, that was actually short. Okay.
Was that any good?
I thought it was going long.
That was tracking pretty well, too. That could have gone in for the same price.
But yeah, it's like
That one finished off.
the first hole hit driver
And he's gonna
right
stay
down
at
the middle.
-24.
Second hole driver right down the middle. And I usually don't use driver on the second hole because it's only 320. I'll usually hit like a 5 iron and have 100 yards in or something, 110.
Like you're losing a stroke to the field.
And then, ooh, that was bad.
Ooh, that started well right.
Again, I didn't use a power drive.
No
It was
fairway
no
here,
push,
this
no
one in
pull.
that rough.
But it started dead right. Like, I couldn't have been any further to the right. It doesn't make any sense. Wow, Tony. Okay. This does not make any sense why that was so far to the right off the club face.
Safely back into the fairway. That was the job at hand, and it's a good end result. Okay, a little left to do, but safely on the green. This is an 11-foot putt.
Okay, the fourth hole. So when it's wet out, and everything, I'll use driver off the fourth. Usually I'll just use a 3-wood. But when it's real wet, I use driver because it's, you know, nothing's gonna carry as far as it normally would. And like there's a let's go putt.
Oh, yes.
There's a
Nice to get up that slope. It is
pond
in
or
for
a little
birdie.
lake
And he's got it
down
to
the whole left
25
side and a
under
creek
par now.
that connects
So
to
here's
the
par
pond.
4-7, 470 yards. You immediately know that you're playing a
40
city
yards
golf.
before the
You're in
green.
downtown Atlanta. You can see
So
the views of
you don't want to,
East
you know,
Lake
go that far.
and that Atlanta skyline.
And it's a dogleg left. And so your drive can only go about 270 before it goes into the woods. And then you can go about if you hit a little bit of a draw, you can go about
Good looking shot
290
there, well placed in the fairway. Second shot
before
coming
you
up,
even
and
have to
we
think
say
about
hello
that creek.
to Iona
So it's
Stadium.
like
Yeah, he's in a good spot.
The only reason I don't
145
normally take
yards
driver
left,
when it's
and the pin on the
dry
back
as it's
portion on the
downhill.
left-hand side of this green.
This is downhill. Let's do this. We'll, yeah, hit a little underswing and almost make it.
Leading is one thing, but hitting iron shots
So I took
like
driver
that,
yesterday
that lead is
because
gonna increase.
if I try to hit a little low driver, I can usually control it a lot better, hit it straight. And like I said, I was hit first 2 holes, driver was perfect, third hole's par 3. So. And so I was like, okay, driver's going good, so let me do that. And so I did it, but it did draw just a little bit, and it stayed in by about a yard. I was almost standing in the little pond area. I hit a pretty good shot from where I was 155. Yeah, 155. To the pin, and so I'd hit a little choke 9-iron because ball is slightly above my feet. If I hit a full one and didn't choke down, I might have to stand a little further back, and I didn't really want to do that. So it was a really good shot, just on the right side of the green. Parred it, one of the hardest holes. So. Okay, that wasn't bad. I thought it was going to be really slow for the follow through, but it's actually fast.
Too far and a little bit to the right, but still, anything inside 10 feet is excellent on this hole.
Then the par 5, the next hole is a par 5. Wow, that was dead straight.
Missed it left.
Okay.
That's a letdown.
That's weird. That was really weird. That was dead straight. And normally I can hit, like I said, on a drier day, you can hit a 3 hybrid, a 3 wood down the middle. It'll take a little bit of a hill left and you'll be fine in the fairway. With a driver, you do need to draw it a little bit. So that's what I tried to do, and I did do that. Unfortunately, with it being so wet out, it kind of just got hung up in the rough on the left side, and so it was still a decent driver hit, but just got hung up in the rough. Wow, that's gonna run all the way up there, really?
Yeah, that one came in a little hot. It's safely on, but it'll
I was gonna say, with how uphill that was, there's no way that should have ran all the way up there.
Oh, it is for birdie.
Based on how some of these would go 10 feet by. No, okay, that's 10 foot short. 8 foot short.
That ball never really got.
But remember the one I took back? It was only a, what was it, a 30-foot putt? I brought it back 10 feet. It went by 10 feet. I figure, okay, this will probably be about the same thing, and of course not. Of course not. It's left 1 degree. Really? It's not left 1 degree then. Because I didn't even put it a degree to the right. That's a bogey on this hole. Whatever.
Okay, a shake of the head as that one is finished off. Unfortunately, with a big lead already, very little damage done.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm still ahead by 6.
Start the back
But like I said, like I had so many. Well, I wouldn't say so many. I had a good amount of birdie putts that weren't that long, and I was dialed in on my reading. Like the best green reader wouldn't have beaten me because everything was only a few inches short, but right on line. I just could not get used to how slow the greens were yesterday.
A little over 80 yards here as he gets set for his second.
Got finesse. What if we hit, what's a full? 100. Got all the way back down with 99. It's a little bit up the hill. If we hit it high, it's only 93. We got a downhill slope here. Little draw just to make sure that we don't hit this tree. Or a little fade, sorry. Oh, I underswung it. Should be fine. It might come back too much. Yeah, I knew it was going to come back a little too much.
I'm not quite sure that strike, whether they got it all, but ball's just come up a little shy. Outside chance
Yeah,
for a
that's
birdie.
because it spun a mile,
Let's bring in
buddy.
Nota Begay the third
the
for a
only
look
reason.
at birdie.
Well, and he's had great conversion on putts.
And say it says
like this. Even when he's
1.2
not
at my
close to the
feet,
hole, he's left
but
himself
based
with
on
very
the
makeable
grids,
opportunities.
it's doing almost nothing. So I'm putting it out further than the grids say, but I'm doing a compromise in between the 1.2 and the grids. So yeah.
Oh, yes. Plenty of
Get back
pace
the
to
bogey.
up that slope. It is in for a birdie. Will certainly help the cause.
Then the next hole. So the next hole is it dog legs almost 90 degrees right after about 200, sorry, 220 yards.
Could be in play.
And I hit my 5-iron because I didn't want to go too far with the 4 hybrid. I should have just hit the hybrid,
You can walk out of here with a bogey.
like I said, because of how wet it was out and nothing's going to go as far. And I hit a great 5-iron, but it probably only went like, why is that so far left? I guess I pulled it in the middle, but it went back, I don't know, went back in the end, so I don't know why it was
Just
so
a
far
little
left.
splash out on this par three.
Yeah, contact and direction was perfect, but it was short because of how wet it was, and
Just beyond the hole. Super job
I
there
had
on the
like
bunker.
210 yards left up the hill, so like 220. So I was like, okay, that's a perfect 5 hybrid. I mean 4 hybrid.
It is a par here at 11.
But I needed to keep it low because there's an overhanging branch. If you don't get it to about the 210 mark, there's a branch that overhangs. You have to hit it under or hit a huge fade around it. So I decided to try to hit a little low hybrid, and didn't hit it great. Like I said, when I'm hitting my hybrids to the green, usually not good. Why is that so far right? Who knows? I hit a little bit thin. Now, it was pretty far below my feet, so it's not like it's not hard to hit it thin from there. And I'm trying to hit it low anyway, so you know, not trying to get it up into the air. But it was even lower than really what it needed to be.
This is shade better than 50% on the make percentage.
But I got
It's for
lucky,
birdie.
and you know, it hit just to the right of the green and bounced left onto the green. I only had like a 15-foot putt for birdie, but like I said, right on line with the putt. It was just short by about 4 inches,
Up next,
something like that.
431-yard par 4 13th straight away. 2 fairway bunkers on the right. Really the only
Next par
concern
5
here
hit
off the tee.
2 really good
Up next,
shots.
the
Third shot was just a little bit
431-yard
short,
par 4
misjudged
13th straight
the
away.
distance a
2
little
fairway
bit, and
bunkers on
2
the
putt
right.
par.
Really the only concerns here off the tee. No issues here. That is into the fairway. Back right hole location
Next hole,
here, so it's set
longest
for
par
the second
3
to the par
for me. It
4.
was 220 something to the pin, and wind didn't take it as much as I wanted to the right. I know it's only 3 to 5, but sometimes it really takes it.
That's a good shot.
And so I was hitting the 5. I was like, okay, I can get a 5-iron really good off the tee. It's off the ground that I struggle with the 5 and the 6-iron, which is what I've been working on. That and the hybrids.
Got it there. but
And I
right
actually
on
had
target.
really, really good contact, probably perfect contact. I just had my club face open, and it's 10 yards right of the green, and hit a really good second shot out from under a tree, but it just wasn't hard enough. And
Arriving now at the 535
it's
yard
pretty
par
short
4
missed putt,
14. Like the first
but
here at
whatever.
East Lake, this was shortened from par 5 to par 4 with a downslope on the fairway, though it makes it play a
9th hole, the
little
hardest
shorter
hole
than
of
its
the
yardage.
course. It's just a long par 4, and it's mostly long because, like I said in previous times talking about it, it's one where you have to take either, for me, a 3-wood or a 3 hybrid and
Tee shot.
hit it down there. Can't take your driver. and hit my 3-wood. Hit it pretty darn good. Oh, I didn't mean to overswing that. Yeah, I did. It's perfect. Just to the right. Hit it really good. I had about one.
This for
What the
birdie
hell did
now,
I have?
14.
Well, and he's had great conversion on putts
I don't
like
know what I
this.
had.
Even when he's not close to the hole, he's left himself with very makeable opportunities.
Do not remember what I had. I think I had like 180. Oh, it just didn't break.
That's a bit offline. And it'll leave a good 4 feet coming back.
It was a little bit short,
Okay, good putt. And a par here at 14.
and I hit my chip to about a foot, just tapped it in, so par on the hardest hole.
We arrive now at one of the most intimidating holes at East Lake. 233-yard, par 315. Water right of the green and a treacherous bunker left of the green. Accuracy off the tee is critical here.
What's 992? Barely getting there with 192, 205. Let's hit this. Hit a fade. Hit a fade on in there. Ooh, slow, 2.4%. That might have been a good thing, you know, almost pin high.
Okay, not taking any chances there. A good, safe play in the middle portion of the green.
There's so the 12th hole, it's a shorter par 4. Usually after the tee shot, which I usually use a 5-iron on. Ooh, used a 4 hybrid this time, like I said, because it's so wet out. And had 100 yards in.
And he'll remain right where he is.
And I thought I had less because the pin was in the front.
So now the start of
But
this
when I got to the
finishing
ball, it was
stretch
100
here at
yards,
East Lake.
and I only had my loft wedge because it's cart path only on this hole. And so you should usually take probably 2 clubs out there with you and the sand
A good 3.
thing to fill in your divot. And so I only had my loft wedge, and what's funny is my loft wedge I have been hitting a lot further
Another fine
recently.
tee
I
shot.
don't know why.
Perfect spot to play this second, middle of the fairway.
Like max loft wedge used to be about 80 yards. And so 122, the wind is helping. It's a 54 degree. We have a lot of green in the back, and it's on an uphill. So this should be good, and it may even come back. Come back. No. Really? With a 54? With a 54, with how downhill this is, it doesn't come back.
Critical here on this putt for birdie.
Okay, it's not moving hardly any. It's just way downhill. And I knew that was short. I don't know why I hit it so short.
From there. A little short, but not too bad.
I was like, well, let's see if I can get a loft wedge here, and I didn't de-loft it at all, you know, to try to get extra yardage out of
He'll
it.
stay right where he is.
And I hit it pure. That's probably the best loft wedge, full loft wedge that I've almost ever hit. Pin high, just, you know, 2 yards to the right, so I had a 6-foot putt for birdie, of course, just short.
17 is not especially long at 426 yards, but there is that dog leg left with bunkers and trees there to deal with. And then you've got that cross bunker. So you can get yourself in some trouble here. Need to keep it clean, keep it on the short grass, and you have a chance to get out of here with a 4.
It's so weird. It's like not letting me go to my driver and then go to power drive. I have to go to power drive first and then go to my driver. It's really weird. Oh, perfect follow through.
This is well left.
Oh, it went backwards?
That hit that tree
Bullshit.
hard.
That thing should have went to the right.
And
Now I
for a
gotta
second
punch
shot
this.
Here at 17. Let's see if he can finish with a good one. This ball in the rough, but a pretty good line.
Only 49 yards. The punch goes a pretty good way. The only thing is, like, I gotta make sure this lands in the rough. Okay, and Okay. It still ran all the way through. It still ran 20 yards. Hitting into that rough. Alright, whatever. Damn, we've birdied this hole both days. This will be the day we par it, I guess. Maybe. But yeah, hit my loft wedge. And again, with how wet it is, I was so worried about chunking it. Because when you have a wedge in your hand and it's wet out, it's so easy to hit it chunky.
Yeah, that's good punt. It is in for
But I hit it
par here
so
at
good
17.
and it went so high. It
He'll
was
remain
hilarious.
Right where he is.
I'm surprised it didn't spin backwards. It kind of just jumped
Finishing up
a
here
little bit
18
left.
with a 579-yard par 5, definitely reachable into with a long drive off the tee. A birdie or eagle, it is a great way to end your round here at East Lake.
Don't really need a power drive here. And it's left.
This is turning a little to his left.
Okay.
Well, not this time. That one's in
Okay.
the rough. It might be a tough shot coming up.
Yeah, can't really make it. Try and just avoid the bunkers. Pulled it. Damn it. I said avoid the bunkers. Well, I guess I did. What do we want to do here? It's 55 yards. 60 degree, 92 to 97. This, honestly, with the wind into us hitting off an uphill slope, this should stop, even though we're in the rough. I did overswing it on accident. It did stop. Okay. I didn't mean to overswing it. If we hadn't done that, it would have been right there at the hole. Never broke.
Boy, not
Never
on
broke
your
an
last
inch.
putt of the round. That is cruel.
And I did not even hit it that hard. I don't know why it's past it 7 feet. Oh, okay.
Okay, a good
Well, what is
putt
that, a
for his
two
par here
and
at the
and a
18th
two?
green.
4 under.
That is going to be a Saturday score of 66 for this third round.
We're in the lead
Well,
by
here we
8.
are after one long season, one round of golf to go.
Okay. Alright, so minus 27, 2 to 4 miles per hour. It's time for the final round at East Lake for the Tour Championship. We should get this no problem. What's going to suck is the only trophy I won't have is the players, but what I'm probably going to do is just restart and play the players and then just get it. That way this is like the easiest platinum I've ever seen.
In Atlanta, Georgia, it's the final round of the Tour Championship. What a week and weekend this has
You literally
been
just
so
win
far.
all the major
Everything you
tournaments
want in a golf
and
tournament. By nightfall,
you got the
will have
platinum.
our winner. As you take a look at the current leaderboard on this Sunday afternoon, our leader is indeed our featured golfer. It has been a textbook performance to this point.
And then I did have on hole
to get this Sunday round
14 and 15.
Frank, it's been a fairy
My second
tale
shot for
season
both
our
of them went
featured
into the
golfer.
green
Now it
side
all
bunker.
comes down to this. Into this final round, the leader in the
Man,
race
and
for
on
the Tour
15 too,
Championship
it
and
was
the
such a
FedEx
good
Cup.
5-iron
What
from
advice would you have
200
on this
yards.
very important
And
Sunday?
The easiest
I
one is
hit
they
it a
don't
touch
choke,
chunky.
Really. I mean, if people choke for money, they choke for titles. I mean, this has got everything on the line.
And if I hadn't have
Your
done
life's gonna
that,
change.
it would have been right there
No
at the
two ways
hole.
about
It was
I mean,
just
somehow you can't afford to
10
think of
yards
any
short
other.
into
You've got to
that
go back to
bunker.
when you were a kid. That's just, just hit one shot at a time. I know it's a cliche, but there is such a big moment
It had a
just
decent out. It went a little
minutes away
far.
from you.
I didn't get quite as much sand as I
Birdie putt at
intended.
one. We check
Intended
in
to.
with Nota Begay.
And this is gonna be
This is
working
gonna be
from
a
his
big
left to
old
right, not much
breaker.
pace in it at all.
But then on, sorry, that was on 14.
Didn't get that out
On
there far enough,
15,
and it winds up sliding down to the
again,
right.
I was literally, it pissed me off so bad.
Okay, that's in for par here at the
I was on a
race.
massive downhill
And he'll
slope in the
stay
fairway.
right where he is.
I was 155 out, and on that downhill slope, I was like, oh no, I was 145.
The second hole
And I was like,
is
alright, I need to
good
take a
par
9 iron
three.
because pitch and wedge might not get there because of this downhill slope. So I hit a 9 iron and I hit it just a touch thin, which again on such a downhill slope is very easy to do. And I did hit it a touch thin, but it was still a really good shot, and that's left. Damn it. It was still it was right at the hole, and if it was another yard, it would have been next to the hole.
Short-sided a bit as he sets up his second from left of the green.
But it hit ahead of the bunker and went backwards back into it. I was just like, are you kidding me? So now I have a bunker shot, and I was like, all right, the last one I didn't take enough sand, but the last bunker, the bunker was perfect in the hole before. This one was a little wet, you know, so it's like,
And he'll remain right where he is.
and I needed to get it up a little bit with a little bit of height, so it's not like I could take a lot of sand and just chunk and run it. I needed to really kind of, you know, not take much sand and get a lot of spin on it, because I needed height and I needed it to stop. And it was perfect. I was literally 6 inches from the hole. Just tapped it in for a par.
This one's starting a hair right.
Oh, at least it got in the first cut.
That's certainly a good break. If that ball had stayed in the thick rough, it might have had a chip out. Instead, that first cut, so many more options available.
What do we want to do here? I would like to hit the spinner just because that is the only one that's going to stop. Wow, just carried it way too far. Yeah, that's one where you...
No damage. It's on the
I should have just played it, you know, a lot shorter than that on the tee shot and had a full wedge in so I could at least, you know, maybe take it back. Ooh, that's a good putt though.
Good effort.
You know, spin it back.
2-3 feet past the hole.
It don't matter. We were ahead starting by 7.
Okay, that one
And
finished off.
3 pars, you know.
And he'll stay right.
What are
where
we
he
at
is.
right now? Yeah, we're still ahead by 7. And then 16, which from my tee, it's 194 to the front pin, or to the back, to the middle pin, sorry. It's slightly downhill, so it plays more like 190, 190, 188, something like that. So normally what I do on that hole is I play a 7 iron because for some reason my 7 iron is perfect for the middle of that green. I don't know why. My 8 iron is a carry 185 club usually. Is my 6.
Yes, he's left himself 140 yards to the flag. Pin tucks in the front
Let's just go
left-hand portion
full
of the green
since it's
today.
uphill and the wind is into us. But for some reason on that hole, damn it, I hit it. I underswung it. Damn it. For some reason on that hole, my 7 iron gets me perfectly in the middle of that green. I don't know why. Can't see. But this, you know, like I said, because it's wet, I decided to just go 6 iron this time. Need to carry that.
Okay, pretty big swing
And hit it
necessary there.
really
That's not
good.
all that bad from
I was
that
like,
far
alright, I'm going
away.
to draw this one in. Wow, just really, it said 1.8 degree of break at my feet, and it just didn't do it.
That one
Unfortunate
finished
for
off.
bogey.
It is a bogey here at 4.
And was right on the fringe of the green. It was so good. It just didn't draw nearly as much as I was hoping it would. I need another like 3 yards of draw. But with where it landed, if the course was dry and not so wet, it would have jumped forward and then rolled to the left. Right, you know, within 5 feet of the hole. Because it hit the
that's a
fringe
nice
and then
swing. Result
jumped
is gonna
only
be a
about
tee shot
6
that is
inches.
set
Like
up
the
just
divot was
fine.
huge.
Pin tucked in the back right here as he readies his second.
What do I want to hit here? It's 108. I was thinking something that didn't spin a lot because of how tucked that pin is. But then once it was gonna get on the green, the whole thing moves to the left from the middle to the back. So it would have been perfect.
11 feet away.
Nope.
Not quite online, and that'll drift a couple feet by. That one finished off. It's in for par.
But yeah, overall, like,
And he'll remain.
I'm not.
He is.
I'm disappointed, obviously, in the round because I was, I was one under last week through 7 holes, and could have easily finished only like 1 or 2 over. But I just could not get used to how much faster the back 9 greens were than the front 9 because they had dried out from the sun. And just could not make a putt on the back 9. Besides a putt for par from off the green. Besides that one, I just couldn't make a putt last week. And that was my huge reason for shooting 4 over when it could have easily been 2-3 strokes better. And this week, it was literally just every putt was short. I had one putt that went past the hole. I just stayed out a little left.
And found the green side bunker. Lie looks good.
But it's like I really can't be disappointed. My driving was amazing. I hit some really good hybrid shots. I did have 2 that were not good at all. They were just a little bit chunky. But like I said, when it's wet out, especially for me, it's a lot easier to hit a chunky shot. I don't know why. Subconsciously, I guess I'm just thinking about it.
Say no to that.
My iron play was pretty good. It was pretty good. I did have 2 that were just a slight bit fat, and that was that one to the par 4 on 14 where I went into the bunker. Then one other one I can't even remember. But putting was good. Like, I was dead on line with every single putt. They were just a touch short except for one. My chipping was amazing. I almost chipped in and almost holed out from a bunker. It was just one of those days, where nothing was going in putt-wise.
Good shot. Safely on the green.
I only hit 2 fairway woods, 1 off the tee, 1 off the ground, and they were the same. No, 3, 2 off the tee. Yeah, 2 off the tee, 1 off the ground, and same hole really. And they were all pretty good. The one, there we go. I pushed the one off the ground a little bit, but it was still fine in the fairway.
For a birdie. He moves to 28 under par. Now to the 8th here at East Lake. It's 461 yards. And the premium here is on accuracy. You want to keep it away from those 2 fairway bunkers on the right side of that fairway landing area. If you do, you'll have a good approach, good angle to access that hole location.
Oh, come on now.
Nice long tee shot. Fairway does get narrow.
And then
down
at the
there.
end, I was talking to the club pro there because there's a tournament in this month now. It's the 1st. There's one this month near I think it's the 7th, 16th. And it's a 2-day tournament. It's a scramble. You and a partner. I don't have a partner at the moment, so hopefully they can get me one. And then another one for October, which is the little Ryder Cup
And
style
that's a good
2-day
approach
tournaments.
shot, too. Just a little left of the hole.
I
for
try
the
to play in that
chance
one
to birdie.
every year because it's so much fun,
10-foot putt left.
and it's usually when I play my best. Because normally they
Run here. That
they
is
pair me
third
with someone who
consecutive
really
birdie.
doesn't help out.
He'll get that score to
Like the first, was it
-29.
the first year? No,
We finished the
or
front
was it the
nine
second
with
year?
the
I think it was the second year.
218-yard nine.
They paired me with a guy whose handicap was so high we didn't use a single one of his
A
shots.
long iron on this challenging par 3.
No, excuse me, he used one of his putts because he did make a pretty long putt. But he also cost us a stroke because he went and tapped in for a par on a par 3 when I had a putt for a birdie and made it. But because of that, like, he wasn't a smart guy, really. Well, I guess he is a smart guy if what he does for a living is true. He, like, works on helicopters. But when it comes to, like, just common sense,
That one needed to put on the brakes, but could not, and this will wind up over the green.
he is not. He's a fun guy, though. He's funny. Yeah, really tough not to have your chips run 30 feet for some reason. You know, with a 60-degree wedge, I find it hard to get my chips to run that far. Not in this game, though.
Okay, good putt there for his
So
the ninth.
I have
And that
those
finishes
two
off a strong front
to
nine.
look
It's
forward
a
to.
33
The last two
to
tournaments
win
I'll
the par.
play this year.
So this 10th hole is all about
because
positioning. It's a par 4, 430 yards.
I want to say
Good chance of
towards the
birdie
end of
if
October.
you can drive it down the
You
left
do
side of
get
the
some
dirt.
days in November that you can play, or for me anyway. I don't like to play in sub 60-degree weather. Like, I'll play in the 50-degree weather. But I don't like it. I absolutely hate the cold.
And this a tee shot that fits the eye. That'll be just
And
fine. Pin cut back
in
left here
November,
today as he
it starts
stares
to
down
be-
his second to the par 4.
like, that's usually the temperature outside, and it stays that way through December as well. So I really don't play at all in December. Again, there sometimes is a day or two that are pretty warm, like
I like the looks of this one.
okay. Like mid 50s, low 60s sometimes. And then last year we actually had, like, the last week of February was in the 60s, which was insane. So last year I actually played in February, which is usually the coldest month of the year. Really? 1.8 degrees below me, and it doesn't break.
Birdie, but not to be.
Whatever. So
that's in for a par.
I got the
Strike
rest
this
of
back
September, the
And
rest
parts of
of
the clubhouse
October
will do
pretty much.
nicely as this remains
And my
87
golf season is
stroke
unfortunately
cushion.
over, but I do
Moving to the
have that
turn,
little
3 yard, par 3,
thing
11,
in my
shorter
room
than
that I
it
can
started.
hit
Players must land
my
clean here,
irons
or
and
both could be
hybrids
in play.
in here,
203
so
yard par
I can
3,
stay
11.
loose.
This one can jump up and bite you.
Um,
If you miss-hit your shot, you're just a little bit offline.
And keep
You
it.
can walk out
I'm
of here with a
trying to wait for a sale, even though it probably won't happen, for like a launch monitor and a projector, so that I can do that in here and actually,
Very
like,
sensible play there.
know what
Right
I'm
in the middle of
doing.
the green.
You know, because if you're
A
just
birdie
hitting
putt
into
here
a net,
at the 11.
you have no
Well, he's had
idea
great
what you're
conversion
doing.
on
You can
putts
tell
like
if,
this,
like,
and
your
when he's
strikes
not
are
close to the
good
hole,
because
he's
you can
left
feel
himself
it.
with very makeable
But even
opportunities.
that, like, you're not going to be able to know 100%. Didn't break. Because launch monitor stuff is so expensive. Like, and I'm looking for the cheapest one.
Yeah, well done. That's in for
Like, I
par.
have one.
He's going to maintain that substantial lead.
On like a wish
Now to
list
the par 4
on
12.
Amazon,
Good
just so I
hole.
can keep
Short one,
track of it.
381
On
yards.
if it
Maybe a
goes on
fairway
sale,
good
I think it's like
opportunity. It's all about positioning.
$700, and I'm like,
Giving
I
yourself
ain't
the
spending
chance
that.
to get at that
Hell
home location
no.
and get out of here with a birdie.
And then projectors are expensive as hell too, which I'm surprised at how expensive they are. Get out of that. Thank you. I don't know why that went dead
Be a
right.
little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there.
No, it's actually perfect. 92 to 97. Yeah, this should be fine. I did not mean to overswing at 2.4%, but it needed it. Even came back 20 yards. Okay.
And that one barely makes the front of the green. Do you realize if you just miss hit the middle of the club by a quarter of an inch, you lose 10%? That's right, 10%.
Uphill a mile. Okay, really didn't
Yeah, easy to come up
really didn't
short
break
on that
all
one,
that
but
much
that's a
going up that
decent
slope.
effort.
But yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that all day.
That one safely
But
in,
yeah,
and it's
that's
par
my
here at
goal
12.
for like,
And that's going to keep this large lead right where it is.
or I shouldn't say goal, but
Next, the 431-yard
that's what I'm
par
trying to
four,
do for
13
this
straightaway.
winter.
Two fairway
You
bunkers
know, maybe
on
on
the
like a
right,
Black
really the
Friday,
only
maybe it'll
concerns
be,
here off the tee.
you know, 10%
Next,
off,
the
even though it's not that big of a
431-yard
sale.
par four, 13th straightaway. Two fairway bunkers on the right.
But I
really
mean,
the
if you
only
save
concerns
$70,
here off the tee.
you know.
Yeah, good swing and a good result, as that is safely into the fairway. Front right hole location as he prepares his second to the par 4.
Hit a finesse. One should carry it a few yards. And
This one's
stop.
looking good.
Yep.
Yeah, in my book, that's a good shot. You can really aim at the middle of just about every single green. If you did it all day
Go to
long,
the right.
some of those would finish up close. And you'd have
Like I
plenty
said,
of
that's a
birdies.
big thing about down here is
Confidently done
I want
there.
it like
That's
December,
into the birdie here at 13.
January, and
This
February,
lead continues to
and then
widen. It is
probably
just
like the
a
last week or
possession
two
now,
in
as the
November.
difference is
I mean
8
in
shots at the top of this leaderboard. Arriving now at the 535.
November's a 50-50 shot on whether it's warm enough really to play, but
this was shortened from
I'd
par
say
5
most
to
of
par
November.
4 with a down
most
slope
of
on the
November,
fairway, though,
December,
it makes you
January,
play a
February,
little
and then
shorter
even
than
like
its
the
yard.
first 2 weeks of March sometimes. It's just too cold to play. And then sometimes you have snow or
Just
frost,
keeps loading
you know,
right
so you can't
along.
play in the
Another
morning.
good tee shot right there.
So it's minimum 3 months of just no play for people down here, especially if you don't like the cold. So it's tough because then you're spending, you know, the beginning of your season, you're spending a month and a half, really just maybe even longer than
This
that
for birdie
sometimes,
now,
depending on how much you
14.
can get out and play.
There's really not a lot
Just
in this.
trying to
It's
get
gonna
back
a little
what,
help from the
you
slope.
know, where you
Not a
ended
lot to
off
it.
the last season. What a putt.
Another rolled in there.
On the
Birdie's
longest
now
par 4.
13
That's
and
now a par
14.
5 in
And the lead is
in
now
real life.
into double digits. It's an insurmountable
Oh my god, we're 10 in the shots in the
shot
lead.
advantage. Now to the 15th hole here at Eastlake. So much drama through the years on this par 3. Dreams have drowned here. This is a place where you do not want to experience a watery grave.
So we haven't hit it in there all week.
Okay, that's the area
And
of
that
the green you want to
continues.
be in, that front right quadrant, and it's a birdie opportunity coming up. Oh, needed just
A little bit of a push, I think.
turn, but that will somehow stay right on the edge. Okay, safely in for his par. And pars will be no problem from here on out, as this will remain a full 10-shot lead. We begin the finishing stretch here at East Lake with a 444-yard par 4 16th. Slight dogleg left. Players must avoid the fairway bunker on the right side to prevent a really challenging approach.
Yeah.
Beautiful tempo to that swing.
Stayed
This
right of
one
that
wound
bunker.
up squarely in the fairway. Second shot forthcoming from the
136
left
up the
side of this
hill.
fairway.
Pitching wedge. If we hit it high. Because the pitching wedge doesn't really spin. It just kind of, it'll sit.
It was a good shot coming in here.
Doesn't spin back,
But
is what I
still
mean.
inside that 10-foot circle
Usually just
is
sits. Even the
always good,
54 degree
and even
normally
more
doesn't
ready to
spin
make
for
birdie.
some reason.
That a pure roll there. That is down for a birdie here at 16. And this is turning into an absolute runaway at the top of the leaderboard.
Up next, the 426-yard par 4 17. Dogleg left with bunkers and trees on the left. Cutting the corner there is not an option.
Well, I mean, we've been doing it all week. Why not for the last day? Perfect. But it's going to be short. That's fine.
That is why that bunker is there, as that is going to end up just short of this 17.
Yeah, I want to say the bunker kind of saves you.
Big drive. He'll dig in
Because
for a second out of the sand.
You know what they say with Tour Pros, bunker shots are the easiest ones. Usually. Why was that so short?
Good out,
I
and that's what
overswung
we're
it by
remaining
like
for
4%.
birdie. Chance now for another birdie.
But on this hole especially, like, I feel like if you went for it, that would save you versus being in like really thick rough and having a short chip that you can't stop versus 1.3 degrees and it doesn't do, okay, whatever. They don't know how to do greens. But yeah, like,
No problems there.
if you're right there with a chip,
17. And partial
it's
time.
not going to stop if the pin is where it is, so no matter what, you're going to have a long one coming back. With a bunker shot, you
This
can
is
get
the
that to
final
stop,
hole of the
you know.
season on the PGA Tour. All that FedEx Cup drama comes to a head. The 18th at East.
But I guess if the pin's in the back or whatever and you're right there and,
You have a chance here
you
with
know,
two
you're
good
trying to
shots
go for the
to
pin,
finish it all off.
it's a much harder
An
one
eagle
because you
three.
probably have a 30-yard bunker shot and you can't be short because it's going to come back down.
Yes, step one
You don't want to
out of
go
the way.
long because
It
then
is
you
in the
have another
fairway
chip,
at 18.
you know,
One
to
good
a pin that's
shot
not that far away.
Just
So.
about seal it.
Just going to go ahead, high five. High five or way out, you know. A little right. Just by a few yards. A little long by a few.
But that one had to feel good.
It struck it so well. You could see that by the reaction of that ball when it hit the green. Landed so
There's going to be
soft.
one or two shots for the ending of our season. Two. Maybe two.
4 feet, all that's left for birdie. Yeah, that's a good putt there. It's a birdie at 18.
The ultimate
And
prize.
this will be a final round 64.
1 by 12.
Wow.
God.
What a year our featured golfer put together, Frank. This was almost ordained from the start, and now the
That was
season
weird because we're on
realized
Sim.
it's capped off
We're on the
with a Tour
hardest
Championship.
AI.
Well said, Rich. You know, the three playoff events have just come to this huge crescendo, and it spits out one champion.
Obviously,
And what a worthy one we see.
What I could have done was made it so that my draw and fade shots, I had to actually move the stick, you know, in that way. But it's just so weird. It seems like you just can't get a good one doing it that way. And you get the same exact stuff every time. I think that's a mistake. But what the hell is this? Oh, season progress. Oh, okay. So these are like the little career mastery things. So we did the PGA Tour, did that one. We only need one more for the U.S. Open, 2 for the players, 1 more for that. Season highlights or official World Golf Rankings, tournament finishes. Our scoring average is 12 under. I don't think that is correct. There's no way I've averaged finished 12 under. Maybe 6. Won 13 times, won the first in FedEx Cup, won all 4 majors, top 10 finishes were 24, played all 32 events. How did I not get any of the ones for the FedEx Cup? 0 of 10? What? I don't know. But anyway. Let's see. This is done. So what I'm going to be doing, like I said, I'm probably going to restart. And I'm just gonna go to one. And what I'm gonna do is just play in the players. Get that trophy. Because where do I look at trophies? Right here. We only need one. Win the players. I didn't win the players. 59 or better. 18-hole round of stroke play without recording a bogey. Like, complete a challenge. There were only 18 trophies that you had to get, and most of them are just, completing an online tournament, completing an online head-to-head. Like, I literally just did this to get the trophy. Get a win. Record a hole-in-one. I guess the hole-in-one would have been, like, the hardest one, really. And then the rest are just winning the events. So I'm going to do that, but that's going to be it for EA Sports. At least for right now. I don't know what they plan on doing with the game. They haven't updated it since the Ryder Cup, I think. They, of course, put in the open courses. Actually, I wonder. Valhalla, Pinehurst. So yeah, these are the ones that they played this year, I believe. I don't know what they plan on doing with the game, but if they are finished with it, I probably won't play it again. But there's a lot more to do. I have the rest of the Tiger Woods games to get through, the rest of EA's golf catalog, I guess. Most of them are on the Wii. Then we have a few that are only on the 360. Well, I think they're on the PS3 as well, but I have a 360. So, and unfortunately, they're not backwards compatible, so I have to play them on the 360. And then you have the Rory McIlroy one. And then there is one that was made by Clap Hands. It is only on the Switch. I'll play that one. There's a couple I have on the PC that seem fun, like Curse to Golf. That one seems pretty fun. But yeah, we have plenty of things to do in the meantime. Whether or not 2K and EA want to continue their golf games, you would think one would be out this year, but we'll see. Hope you guys have enjoyed EA Sports PGA Tour. We've won the FedEx Cup. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.